Hello? Hi. You guys can hear me, right? I can hear me. Hello? Am I good? Aye. Aye. All right. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the State of the University address here at WVU Tech. I'm the student government president, Mauro Mamenta, and I'm going to be welcoming President Ramon Stuart up to the stage right now. So give him a round of applause, everyone.
Well, good afternoon. Can you hear me okay? Well, it's an honor to stand here to discuss the state of our university. As I prepared for this day, I pondered about how important this minute is. I say this because Dr. Benjamin E. Mays reminds us of only just a minute, only 60 seconds in it. Forced upon me, can't refuse it. Didn't seek it, didn't choose it. But it's up to me to use it. I must suffer if I lose it. Give account if I abuse it. Just a tiny little minute, but eternity is in it. And so I am humbled to spend this minute, or precisely the next 27.6 minutes, with you to discuss where we are while outlining how we will become Southern West Virginia's premier four-year university. Joining us today in person and via Zoom are members of the WVU Board of Governors, the WVU Tech Institutional Board of Visitors, WVU administrators, the WVU Tech Student Government Association, the Tech Golden Bear Alumni Association, along with our federal, state, and local officials like Mayor Rappo. It's good to have a friend in the mayor's office, even though he recently gave Brad Smith of Marshall a key to the city at the chamber dinner. Ladies and gentlemen, please know that the mayor assured me during our monthly breakfast meeting that he changed all the keys to the city after the presentation. But on a serious note, the mayor and I proudly boast that Beckley is the home of the dedicated faculty, staff, and students known as Golden Bears. I want to thank each of you for all that you do, and to all of our guests, I want to say thank you for sharing this minute with us. I also want to thank and acknowledge Pendleton Community Bank, our reception sponsor. I applaud Beckley native and bank president Bill Loving Jr. for stepping forward to support Tech. Support like this is the foundation of our Communiversity, a concept that we will hear more about later. Thank you, Bill. I mentioned that I'm honored to serve Tech. This is personal for me because I'm more purpose-driven now than when I was purposely driven. I know that to whom much is given, much is expected. So my aim is to work with each of you to not only meet, but exceed all expectations. I applaud the leadership of my predecessors that answered the call here at Tech. Those who came before me laid a foundation that we stand on today. And as any good tech engineer will tell you, a solid foundation is the key to building anything. So whether it is 128 years of Tech or 156 years of WVU, we continue to be the system of infinite hope, boundless dreams, and continual transformation for current and future students. And since my arrival, I've observed the greatness of Tech and our community. I've witnessed our faculty and staff in action, guiding, supporting, and empowering our students and each other. Overall, my exploration helped me realize that Tech's foundation is a collective of dedicated people who deeply care for one another during good times, and more importantly, when things are challenging. Our foundation may become stressed at times, but we continue to stand firm, as illustrated by our ability to survive, and some may say thrive, during the pandemic. However, with diminishing CARES Act funding, system-wide budget shortfalls exceeding $40 million, and the looming 2025 enrollment crisis that projects 100,000 fewer students per year enrolling in college, all this makes the future of higher education seem trying. And these realities, coupled with mission creep, where four-year institutions attempt to offer two-year degrees while others seem willing to cannibalize each other by recruiting the same students in a state with a declining population in more than 40 two- and four-year colleges and universities. Unfortunately, we cannot and will not continue to do what we've always done and expect to get anything other than what we already have. We must engineer a new way forward while continuously battling questions about the worthiness of higher education. And while these challenges are before us, I know that we have the capacity to identify the complex variables we face and engineer solutions that positions us to grow. And that growth will not be easy, but my granny often reminded me that nothing comes easy in life but trouble. See, we must be deliberate about strategically transforming our university through a three-phased approach that positions us for growth and prosperity. Phase one witnessed the transformation of the executive leadership team. We reduced the size with the aim of eliminating silos, heightening accountability, and sharing responsibility by leading as we, not just me. We created the extended executive leadership team that includes institutional leaders such as our faculty assembly chair and our SGA president. The addition of these individuals and a representative from WVU Extension heightens our inclusivity while practicing, not preaching, shared governance as we strive to enhance communication and develop a culture of transparency that fosters collaboration and a renewed sense of how each of us as individuals play a significant part in the overall success of our university. We saw the launch of 4 councils of transformation to bring leaders together to address specific items that can transform our university. Through the establishment of the academic, enrollment management, fundraising, and student success councils of transformation, we are already witnessing success. Our academic council proposed streamlining the annual faculty evaluation process while continuing to explore ways to strengthen academic programs through program review, academic transformation, and a detailed look at degree programs to ensure that traditional and transfer students have a direct path to degree completion. That's because timely degree completion is critical, which is why we are working with our friends at New River Community and Technical College to operationalize the MOU that aims to make the pathway from a certificate to a graduate degree one that is understandable, accessible, and affordable. These successes, the Summer Boost program launch, and the expansion of online courses all highlight efforts to strengthen our academic core. The Enrollment Management Council is taking an aggressive approach to growing our enrollment through recruitment and retention initiatives. We continue to invite groups to campus while taking a targeted approach to pairing potential students with academic departments. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to exercise a moment of personal privilege, and I want to welcome and introduce one of those students. I was at dinner last night and somebody tapped me on the shoulder at the CHAR and they said, "Do you work at West Virginia University Institute of Technology?" And I'm so happy to have all the way from Pennsylvania, along with her grandparents, a future Golden Bear who answered the call, and that's none other than Miss Meredith Moore. Would you stand and be recognized? I want to recognize you, Meredith, because you represent a comprehensive push to increase fall registration. And we are seeing departments compete to register as many students as our nursing faculty members who have raised and registered 95% of all of their students. Fall applications are up 11% due to an increase in West Virginia and international interest. FTEs are up 6% over last year, while signups for Golden Bear Welcome Days is up 10%. These efforts have us trending positive, but we cannot let up now because our overall admits for fall is down 2.9%. We have much to do, but together, now and throughout the summer, to recruit and retain students. Please join this collective effort by wearing your tech gear, inviting people to campus, writing postcards, and making phone calls to remind students like these how much we want to see you succeed here at Tech and in life. And so we continue our efforts through our fundraising council, which is creating an infrastructure to raise funds to develop Friends of the University. We received a $50,000 gift to promote entrepreneurship in Southern West Virginia while encouraging economic growth and development through outdoor recreation. And our efforts also garnered a $50,000 future investment in our nursing and engineering programs from the owner of L&S Toyota, none other than Sean Ball, who is with us today. Sean. Donors like Sean contributed because we willingly invested in our university. Of the 44 groups in the WVU system participating in Day of Giving, our efforts ranked us 6th in the number of gifts between 7 and 8 a.m., 15th between 1 and 2 p.m., and we landed 11th for the number of gifts given between 3 and 4 p.m. Ladies and gentlemen, by 9:30 a.m., we exceeded 50 donations, which unlocked a $25,000 pledge from our alumnus, John Jerry. Compared to last year, we witnessed a 277% increase in the number of gifts while increasing the amount raised by 149%. Donors contributed to 14 different funds, one of which was the William Benn Student Success Fund, designated to help students overcome financial hardships. I'm proud to say, ladies and gentlemen, that we had 60 donors who donated almost $60,000 or $10,000 to the fund during the Day of Giving. I want to thank each one of you for honoring the legacy of William Bill Benn, who gave his life for this country. Thank you so much for your support of Day of Giving. And because of the momentum created by our Day of Giving success, we inspired the Tech Golden Bear Alumni Association to step forward in a major way. And yesterday I received confirmation that the Alumni Association is committed to raising $1 million through the Tech Golden Alumni Bear Association Giving Circle. And so please join me in thanking the Tech Golden Bear alumni. Now, each council of transformation feeds the most important one of them all, the Student Success Council, which is responsible for establishing a culture of student success. The council identified barriers that hinder student success outside the classroom and eliminates them by actively working across campus to address concerns through programming, tutoring, and support services. When we look at success in the classroom, we also are concerned as we examine the DWF rates in courses and identify strategies to reduce them. We must always remember that if a student is good enough to admit to Tech, that same student is great enough to graduate from Tech. And as we move into phase 2 of transformation, it involves the reallocation of institutional resources to strengthen organizational effectiveness while developing a robust, outward-facing unit that promotes who we are, what we do, and more importantly, who we do it for. And so using existing university relations personnel, I expanded the role of the executive director to include chief of staff duties, while changing responsibilities for others in the area. This allows us to focus on building relationships that enhance fundraising, led by the development director we look to hire in the next couple of days, while addressing the day-to-day administrative needs of the university. And for our third phase, this third phase of strategic transformation involves the ongoing evaluation of our university. The evaluation explores our personnel, expenses, current and potential revenue sources, and other variables that allows us to function as a fiscally responsible institution that places our people at the center of what we do while being resolute that we are here to provide a high-quality education for current and future students. We are operating right now with an overall deficit of roughly $5 million for fiscal year 2023. This is largely due to a 17% decline in enrollment since fall 2018, which directly impacted our tuition and fee revenue. And so the executive leadership team has been working to align our expenditures to our current enrollment levels, while also using existing resources to position the university for future growth. And this includes streamlining processes, utilizing one WVU, spending foundation funds, finding alternative revenue from grants, partnerships, and fundraising, while reallocating funds to align with strategic growth initiatives to increase revenues. We made the tough decision to eliminate 11 vacant positions, to reduce our operating budget by almost $1.4 million. As we make a shift to be fiscally responsible and balance our budget. Now, these reductions better reflect our actual year spend and align our budget to our spending levels, as we have historically realized budget savings from operations and position vacancies. Now, ladies and gentlemen, maybe more than ever, we must think differently and implement new strategies to grow revenue, because we know we cannot and will not be able to cut our way to prosperity. Now, while these changes are undoubtedly tough, the one thing that remains the same is our unwavering commitment to each of you. We will continue to prioritize our people over our things. However, we need you too. We must continue to work feverishly to implement new strategies to grow our tuition and fee revenue. So we again ask each of you to help us recruit and retain golden bears. And so through this strategic transformation process, we will remain focused on putting one foot in front of the other, which positions us to address any stresses found in our foundation. And we know golden bears will find a way to create solutions that prevent challenges of today from becoming problems of tomorrow. This makes this year, month, day, hour, minute, and second the appropriate occasion for us to envision what's next for Tech. See, President Gee mentioned the need to identify new markets. And this is critical and something we must embrace as we build on our solid foundation. It is time for us to become who we want to be. Some of you may ask, who is that? Well, we want to be the beacon of hope that allows everyone to be a little bit better today than they were yesterday. And to do this, we must work to deepen relationships with the city of Beckley, Raleigh County, the other 12 Southern West Virginia counties, and our faith-based communities. We will do this by intentionally developing a communiversity that positions us to become Southern West Virginia's premier four-year university, while developing a robust community with a thriving economy like those witnessed in other small college towns. Now, some have written op-eds about us after hearing about the Communiversity, while others sit and ponder silently, thinking, yeah, right. However, our Communiversity simply means the community is the university and the university is the community. And so this understanding positions us to work with the community to identify new ways to guarantee all ships rise with the tide, while aggressively pursuing the Carnegie Foundation's elective classification for community engagement. This engagement is so important because of the significant economic impact we have on West Virginia and Raleigh County. I commissioned the Bureau of Business and Economic Research from the John Chambers College of Business and Economics at WVU to conduct an economic impact study for our university. The study estimated our operational and student expenditures generated an economic impact of $35 million in West Virginia. University and student expenditures supported 378 jobs that helped workers earn nearly $20 million in income while generating $1.3 million in taxes. In Raleigh County, right here in Raleigh County, our operational and student expenditures generated an economic impact of $32 million while supporting 367 jobs that earned $19 million in income and generated $1.2 million in tax revenue for state and local governments. Ladies and gentlemen, our economic impact speaks for itself. And it is a reminder of why our communiversity is so important. That's because our communiversity relies heavily on our history as an institute of technology to bring innovation to Southern West Virginia while positioning Beckley to become one of the smartest small cities in America. One example of our efforts is our campus Streetscape project that will provide safety and an upgrade in appearance. And I'm so happy to have with us here today the Secretary of Transportation, one of Tech's own, Mr. Jimmy Riston, from the West Virginia Department of Transportation, who recently awarded the bid for design services to E.L. Robinson Engineering for the $13 million project, which includes roundabouts to calm traffic, buried power lines, and stormwater absorption improvements that incorporate green infrastructure. This transformation will utilize smart road technologies like sensors that monitor and report road conditions, transmitters that provide broadband, interactive lights activated by motion sensors to illuminate the road, cameras to enhance pedestrian security, solar-powered flashing pedestrian crossing signs, street lamps with LED technology for nighttime safety, and electric vehicle charging stations. And so as we move forward with our emphasis on technology, we also want our community and industry partners to help guide the direction forward as we connect technology, engineering, outdoor recreation, tourism, and more, and make sure we are listening, learning, and addressing the needs of our region and state. As we look forward, we want to align our educational programs like their adventure recreation management with industry needs so that we can help develop a pipeline of talent that wants to live, work, and play right here in West Virginia. And while we are proud of the students and graduates of the program, we understand there is an opportunity to enhance the program to meet current and future industry needs in Southern West Virginia and beyond. Thus, we will be leading efforts to revamp programs in a manner that positions us to emerge as a leader that drives economic growth and development. With the New Rivers designation as a national park and the world-class outdoor recreation resources in our backyard, we know that it is important for us to increase our rack factor. That's simply the number of boat or bike racks on vehicles. And so through our deliberate engagement with partners like Active Southern West Virginia, Beckley Outdoors, the Beckley-Raleigh County Chamber of Commerce, Visit Southern West Virginia, the New River Gorge Regional Development Authority, the Outdoor Economic Development Collaborative, and the Summit Becknell Reserve, and other industry leaders in the New River Gorge region. We are excited to launch this initiative we simply call RecTech. We know RecTech can be successful because Utah founded Silicon Slope to connect recreation and technology. Technology is Utah's fastest growing industry, and 79% of the state's tech sector workers transplant. And 82% of native tech sector employees rated outdoor recreation and access to public lands as the most important factor in their decision to move or stay in Utah. We can lead the charge in West Virginia because the launch of RecTech here represents an opportunity to create a unique identity that positions all of us here to grow. And so, ladies and gentlemen, as I prepare to take my seat, I started today with Minute by Dr. Mays. See, I learned this poem 24 years and 1 day ago, and it continues to stick with me throughout life. So as I close, I want to end where I started. See, Tech, this is our minute. We can't refuse it. We didn't seek it or choose it. It is our responsibility to use it. We'll give account if we abuse it. I know that this is just a tiny little minute, but realistically, the future of tech is in it. The future of tech is in it because now is our minute, and eternity is in it as we work to become Southern West Virginia's premier four-year university. Thank you.